Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And for those of you who like these type of videos, please remember to click like down below. If you aren't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. Ring my bell, baby. And today, I'm going to address something again that's come up. A lot of people have said, Jason, many years ago, didn't you say, hey, you didn't think the conjugate methods was that great for raw lifters? Your stance has changed, didn't you, back a lot of what Dan Green had said years ago, and you've gone over and basically embraced the system for pretty much this entire year. I've been training on it. I invested thousands of dollars of my own money into equipment to use the system to its fullest, and I used the conjugate method. And I guess I need to address that. Look, there comes a point to where as we gain more experience over the years, and yes, I do have many, many years of experience in the iron game lifting. I've evolved as a lifter. I've evolved as a coach. I've had to step back and assess things, and the epiphany that I reached when I observed the sheer number of really phenomenal coaches that I know out there who are in multi-disciplines, who utilize this system, and I looked at all the criticism of it, and then I looked at the defense of it, and reached an epiphany. I reached an epiphany and realized it does work. And it doesn't just work for equipped power lifters, it works for all power lifters, it works for NFL players, it works for hybrid athletes, it works for MMA fighters. Okay, this system, because it's not just a workout, it's a training system and philosophy that's woven together. It works for creating explosive, powerful, jacked athletes. Okay, and it's been coined or thought of as a powerlifting program, and people will think of it as purely an equipped powerlifting program. It really isn't. It's an all-encompassing, multifaceted strength and conditioning system, and it works if done correctly. And when you start looking at a lot of the criticisms of it, and I've seen guys like Burley Hawk. He's a perfect example. He's a defender of it. He's a coach over at Westside. He's a defender of the system for raw lifters, writes his own templates for raw lifters. Okay. And he always laughs when people give these different attacks on it. He points something out, and when I looked at it, he was right. He had said every attacker of Westside, every attacker of it, and every attacker of this system usually makes silly claims such as, oh, we don't deadlift, we're not good at raw lifts, and then he goes over and demonstrates like 4-inch deficit 800-pound deadlifts and stuff. That guy himself can deadlift 800 pounds off of a 4-inch deficit. Okay, he's a coach on this system. If that's not raw strength, I don't know what is. Okay, I don't know what is. And he's pointed out that everyone who attacks it creates strawman arguments. They don't actually attack the system as it exists. And every single one of them who are doing it are selling linear periodization programs. And when I look at every person who attacks it, he is right. All of them misconstrue what it teaches. They misconstrue what the system is. They lie about what the system is. And they all make money selling linear periodization programs. Every single one of them. Because I've looked into it. And that includes everyone from people that I respect, people I respect and like. Okay, and I want to make that clear. I mean, I'll drop two names for you right now. Dr. Mike Israetel and Dan Green, right there, bam. I respect those guys. I respect them, and I like Dr. Mike. So let me put that a different way. That's someone who I both genuinely like and I respect him. But he's flat wrong. Because even the other day, he makes money selling periodized programs, right? He does. And I like Mike. Don't get me wrong, Mike's a smart guy. And he's likable. So you have someone like him, and he flat out said, oh yeah, it's a low volume program. In what world? Okay, and there we come over to, again, that's a perfect straw man. Someone looks at this system of training. If they call it low volume training, that is a complete fallacy. Because it's not. It's a very, very high volume training. How can you not train with high volume? If you are doing your max effort work every week, and your speed work every week, and then all the repetition work and the special exercises, and the GPP work, do people not understand that it's more volume than most bodybuilding programs? And it's something I think people forget when you look at the totality of it. It's because you look at what? You look at the speed day and say that's low volume. You look at the speed work. but you're doing 3 or 4 supplemental exercises after the speed work, okay? Depending upon how you have the template set up. Same thing, your max effort work. Well, you're only ramping up to a deadlift max or a squat max on that day, or in some variation of it. Okay, fine, but what about all the other lifts? I mean, if afterwards you do a bunch of one-legged squats and you do 6 sets of good mornings and 8 sets of barbell rows and some sled drags after that, and that's only one of your 2 lower body days that week, that's not really low volume. It's not uncommon for guys to exceed 20 sets per body part of real serious work sets, okay? It trains multiple rep ranges, multiple training modalities. It includes weaving together your different performance elements, which are maximum effort work, dynamic effort work, repetition effort work, general physical preparedness and conditioning work. It's all done every single week. And it's usually set up in a flow that works. And at the end of the day, if we want to look at this system of training, when you look at it, if you start to really understand it, for me, that's what happened. Of taking everything that I knew from years and years of being around the lifting world, my own coaching of people, my own lifting, looking at what all the coaches and experts and stuff are doing and realizing this system has produced numerous world-class level power lifters and strength athletes. Yes, it has. Tons of them. But it's used by everyone from Joe to Franco to get guys ready for the NFL Combine. What? He's using variations of this system, based out of this system, to get guys ready, and was breaking records in the Combine. You're telling me that a system originally kind of designed for powerlifters and strength athletes is now being used by D1 athletes to get contracts for the NFL? Yeah, that's happened. Guys like Viata who are using it for hybrid athletes who compete in multiple sports. Okay. Let's sink in for a moment here. This isn't a powerlifting system. This is an all-encompassing strength and conditioning system for well-rounded athletes that just happens to be good for powerlifting. Why? Because it includes lifting maximum weight. All right? Because it includes lifting maximum weight and getting you as jacked and as strong as and explosive as possible. It just happens to make you a good power lifter on the backside. All right? It's a training system for well-rounded athletes who want to be big, strong, explosive, and conditioned. And it's a whole system of how to utilize that and without ever stalling. And it's adjustable. It's very customizable. And it works. The downside, it does require a lot of equipment. And because it's very adjustable, you have to make it work with the equipment you have. You may not have access to all the bands and chains and specialty bars and things that you might want on it. But if you understand the system and you understand how to coach this system, you can coach lifters and athletes on this system who don't have all that equipment. You have to adjust, because if you understand the nature of the system, you know how to adjust their work with the equipment that they have and make the most of it. Because ultimately the whole thing is that it's conjugate. It's that, are you including enough rotation of maximum effort work? If you understand why max effort work works, you can find things to make it work without all the equipment. It'll still get great results. It won't get perfect results. It'll get great results. You don't have all that. You can figure out how to do the dynamic work. You can find ways to do creative specialty exercises with the equipment that you have available. Gives you ways to incorporate and periodize your conditioning and general physical preparedness with all of it, with picking supplemental lifts to make you bigger and thicker in all the right places to improve you all the way around. All right, and look at the guys who run this system. Look how jacked most of them are. How jacked most of them are. And the reality is, some of the guys who in the past, have said, oh, I built my base on this system, but then it had failings, it's not good, and I do my own thing now, and I do this instead, and there are problems with it. I won't name names there. I've also seen from people I know who are legit coaches, legit people, big names in the industry, who are friends with them personally, who show me their drug stacks. I've seen this stuff years ago. So, I mean, we reach a point to where if someone says, well, this system has problems and it only got me to a 500 squat, and then I went on and did this without it, but then you see their drug stack and they're on 6 grams of gear. Literally 6 grams of gear going into meets. It's kind of like, well, could it just be the fact that you're really, really jacked and you train hard, right? You're really jacked from utilizing a ton of gear. You have amazing body composition for your height, and you lift heavy. Maybe that's why you're so good, or you're genetically gifted. So you have to look at some of this stuff of the criticisms and the people criticizing it and ask that question. But I look at it and realize, because I reached an epiphany when I started to really understand the strawman arguments against it, where I had messed up before on the system, the things that I personally did wrong, that I personally misunderstood, things that I misjudged, and had to give an honest assessment of it and look at the totality of the evidence and realize there aren't any problems with this system. It doesn't have problems. And the problems are only when you do something wrong personally with it and you need to correct that. It's a phenomenal system if you understand how it works, and it can build athletes in 50 different sports. It's not just a powerlifting system. It's a well-rounded strength and conditioning system for people who need maximized body composition, maximum strength, and maximum speed, okay, which is a lot of sports. It flat works. And there's a point to where we just have to look at things and look at the totality of evidence that we accumulate over our lifetime and say, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. And here I am now using this system right now. Everyone's talking about, man, you look more jacked than you've ever looked on YouTube. Man, your lifts are getting really good. Everything's really flowing for you. Yeah, exactly. It's the training. It's the training. It's what it is, guys. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.